common mistake that beginner will make is to start on a white background. We're so used to start on white, a white piece of paper, a white canvas. So what's wrong with white? Well, first of all, a white background is really intimidating. Every mark that you will do will be really apparent, and every mistake that you will do will stick out. It can be really frustrating. More importantly, the value that you have on your background will have an impact on the value that you would paint on the background. Let's have a look at an example. So as you can see on my canvas right now, I have a circle filled with dark gray. Now, the circle seems really dark, and especially because of the white background. If I switch it to black, suddenly that same circle of dark gray seems lighter, even though it's the same color. Now, this illusion is even more apparent here. Here we have three different backgrounds, black, gray, and white, with three circles. If we look at the circle on the black background, it seems to be much lighter than the one on the white background, even though it's the same color. So rather to start with a white or a black background, I usually use a midtone background, which is the gray in the middle. The midtone background will help you get your value from the start, and it's going to be easier for you. To change your background to midtone, you simply have to double click on the color here. And from the HSB, you simply have to put 0, 0, and 50% here. Click OK. And now you can fill your background with gray. Now let's have a look at this effect on a real painting. This is a piece that I created a while ago, and as you can see on a midtone background, like it is right now, the highlights are really bright and the shadow on his face are really dark. Everything seems to be really balanced. But if I switch it to black, all of a sudden, his face seems to be a little bit more flat, and the highlights are really bright, but we're losing the hair, and the subtlety of the background seems to be really bright suddenly. And if I switch it to white, well, everything seems to be darker now, and we're losing a little bit of the highlights, even though it's there, because the hair here makes it apparent. Everything here seems to be a lot more flat, and the subtlety of the background just disappeared. But on the gray background, everything seems to be a lot more balanced. Now, this is not a law. You don't have to do this, but it will help you get your value right in the quickest amount of time when you start your painting. In Photoshop, one of the quickest ways to get some basic marks on your canvas is by applying a texture. This is as easy as dragging and dropping files onto your canvas. I'm going to start with a midtone background, as I explained in the previous video. Here I also have a texture open in Photoshop. I've put some info on how to find texture as well as a link to this exact one in the notes below the video. It is always easier to start in black and white, so first thing we're going to do is to change this to grayscale by going under Image, then Mode, Grayscale. Simply click Discard. Using your moving tool, you can simply click and drag it onto your canvas. From here, press Command T on a Mac or Control T on a PC. And by holding Shift, you can change the size of it, keeping it proportional. Rotate it, make it fill your canvas, and when you are happy with the result, simply press Enter. From here, we're going to simply change the mode by clicking here on Multiply. Multiply will automatically make disappear all the white. If you're happy with the result, start drawing. Otherwise, you can also change the opacity of it to make it less apparent. And once you like it, start drawing. Et voilà.